excuse me, good afternoon. It has been several days since I have been in here. Kind of took the weekend off. It's been spending some time with my family. Oh, Saturday's game was freezing. And I don't know if you've watched my stories at all on my Full Fit Life page, but I had some problems with my phone and thought it was completely dead when in reality, I don't know if it was just so cold. It actually was, it actually had 48% battery when it told me 2 hours prior that it only had 1%. So I didn't take many photos over the weekend. Hi, Carol Parks. How are you? So today I titled this, Do You Need an Attitude Adjustment? Now, if you follow me at all, you know that I'm not talking about, well, I guess I am talking about this. If you follow me at all, you know that I do on a daily basis personal development. So for those of you out there that are like, oh, I'm sorry, my hair needs cut really bad. If you don't know what personal development is, liken it to this. It's training. It's training. So for instance, when I was a teacher, we would have professional development. So we would go maybe to a conference or whether we'd have in-house training to become a better professional, right? Professional teacher. There could be many, many different topics. Hi, Renee. How are you? Hi, Kelly. And so one of the things that I do every day, and granted, this is not something that I've always done. It has only developed over the last, I would say, 3 years that I've actually been very directed about doing personal development and trying to grow personally. Okay. One of the reasons is I have an in-house mentor that has been doing this, working on herself for a lot longer than me. And that was my sister. And she's been, I don't know if you've ever heard of Brene Brown. Brene Brown is a PhD that did some social researching on shame and resilience and vulnerability. And if you've never heard of her before, you must be living under a rock with no TV or internet or anything. So here's what I recommend to you. If you've never heard of her, go to YouTube and Google her, YouTube. Go to Google and search for her TEDx Houston talk. Okay, so if you don't know what TEDx or TED Talks are, you really just need to go Google it. All right, I'm not going to talk about TED Talks today, but they're very short. I think it's a 20-minute talk that she does, or 18, and she talks about vulnerability. And so my sister, back to my sister, loop back around, she has been, she is actually a facilitator of Brene Brown's framework, The Daring Way. And so for several years, I have been reading her books and trying my darndest to grow as a person, okay? Not always an easy thing to do, I don't mean grow in height. I just mean grow as a human being, all right? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Ashley. And so one of the things that Brene Brown talks about is not about how to be vulnerable, but a lot of things that come out of our lives is based on not just our childhood, but how we deal with shame and vulnerability and all those things. And I am not a professional in that. I'm going to defer you to my sister because she knows much, much more about it than I do. But one of the things that I have done is I have read, I think, almost every one of Brene Brown's books. Brene Brown's books, yes. The problem is I can read a lot of books and I can absorb the words that come off the page, but if I don't do anything with them, it's just noise. It's like, I'm not learning anything. Okay. Now, granted, if you're someone that loves to read like fiction novels, or my friend Kathy loves to read science fiction and murder mysteries, and not me, I'd be afraid. Things like that. But when you're talking about personal growth, if you don't take what they're trying to present to you and use it somehow, if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing, right? So For me, I've read the books. I've read all of Brene books, but it hasn't been until very, very recently that I've decided that it's time to put some of these things to practice. And one of the other things that I do for personal growth or personal development, whatever you want to talk about, is I meditate. I listen to meditation. It's not like the stereotypical meditation that you're probably thinking of. I have an app called Calm that I have on my phone, and I listen to guided meditation. Some of them are 10 minutes long. Some of them can be 30 minutes long. It just depends on what I'm interested in listening to that day. But right now, I am actually every morning I'm listening to a free guided meditation by Deepak Chopra, and he and Oprah every so often offer these free guided meditations. So anyway, I meditate every morning, or try to every morning. I'm not perfect by any stretch. I'm still practicing this. This is something that it's not something that comes natural. I mean, it might for some people, but for me, it doesn't. So it's taken me a long time to be still and just to be. So I listen to the meditation, and then I write in my gratitude journal. Okay. Another practice that I'm trying very, very hard to become a habit, to do it every day. Am I perfect at it? No. And normally what happens to me is when I start something like this, and I'll go headstrong for 2 weeks, and then I'll miss a day, and I'll be like, well, the heck with that. I might as well just quit. Kind of like probably some people out there who do that with their health and wellness, I'm sure, right? I've done it a million times, quit a diet, and that's because now I know that diets don't work. But anyway, back to this gratitude journal. So one of the things that I want to do every day is to write in my gratitude journal about things I'm grateful for. And I try really hard, again, to think of something different every day, because absolutely I'm grateful every day for my family. I'm grateful that I'm alive, and the family and the friends that I have. I'm grateful for those things, but to really kind of dig deep and think of things that I'm truly, really grateful for. And sometimes we get in our own way. And so anyway, after I do that, I either listen to a podcast, or I read a book, or I actually even watch videos online of personal development. Okay. So right now I'm reading this by Brene Brown. Okay. Daring Greatly. And I thought I had read it before, but there's a part of me that I think I just vicariously read it through my sister, because she's talked about it so much. And right now, I'm actually doing a study with my sister, and as a leader in one of my coaching groups. Okay. And so Tuesday, which is tomorrow, we'll be doing another session. And I had kind of assigned that they read a couple chapters. Not that we're going to go, through it page for page, but I'm going to get to the attitude adjustment. I promise you. And so today when I sat down, hi, Kimberly. Today when I sat down to read adjustment, okay, I will. You just hang on, I will. And I'll tell you, Kimberly Hall has one of the best, dispositions. I just love her. She's so funny. She makes me laugh all the time. And if it wasn't for coaching, I would never, ever, ever have met her. And my life would have been so less joyful. So anyway, I sit down and I start reading this first chapter of this book. And okay, so yes, this is a plug for her. I love Brene Brown. I don't get anything if you go to Amazon and purchase the book, or you go to Barnes and Noble, or wherever you get your books. I don't get a thing yet. No, I'm just kidding. But one of the things that she talks about in this first chapter, and I know you feel it, because I feel it every single day, that we feel like there's never enough of something. We never have enough time, or we're not thin enough, pretty enough, good enough, powerful enough, successful enough. And so I've heard this before, I've read about it before, but it clicked today. Today was my day. I don't know why. It's Monday. Maybe I had a clear head this morning. I don't know. But today, something clicked in the words that I read today. Okay. So give me a thumbs up or a heart or whatever if you could fill in this phrase, never blank enough. Never blank enough. Could you fill in that phrase with something that you're feeling? I certainly could. There's never, to me, there's never, there's personal things that I feel, but I've been working on them. But there was a time where I felt that I was never good enough, just plain good, not a good person. And that's not a great place to be in. And what has gotten me out of that place, and there are many reasons why. There are things that, and I know I keep saying this, my story is there's, I've shared some of my story, but I have not shared all. And I'm just not ready. I'd love to say that I could just spill it right now to you. But to me, if I would just tell you that, it would lessen its value in my mind, because I'm just not prepared to do that. But even in my career, I never thought I was good enough. I never, I didn't think I was a good enough teacher. And I don't even know what that means. Like, if I would sit back and think about the teachers I had in my lifetime, the ones that I thought were good teachers, they made a lasting impression of being people above and beyond being a teacher. They were just good people, period. It had nothing to do with what they taught me. And so maybe, I don't know, the reason why I've been working on this is because I'm trying to help others feel good enough. And a lot of times when we don't feel never blank enough, it's because of this thing called scarcity. We get in this scarcity mindset. Like, there's never enough money. There's never enough time. I never have enough chocolate or hairspray. There's always something I feel like I have never enough of. But I'm trying to be. But one of the things that I thought about today that I just never thought of until I read this, and I'm gonna read right straight from the book. It's not from Brene. It's actually her quoting someone else. And I want you to think about whether you've ever said this before. Okay, I know I say it every day. All right, I say it every single day. So listen here a minute. Okay, this is from, yes, these are my cheaters. Yes, just don't judge. And they're not my favorite ones either. They're kind of boxy, but anyway. It's from a global activist and fundraiser, Lynn Twist, in her book, The Soul of Money. She refers to scarcity as the great lie. And for me, for many of us, our first waking thought of the day. Now, I want you to think about the first waking thought of the day. Mine is, I didn't get enough sleep. Every morning, I didn't get enough. And what you do to get more is what? You push the snooze bar, right? So you don't feel you get enough sleep, so you push the snooze bar, and then it goes off again, and you push it again, and then next thing you know, it's a half an hour later, and you don't have enough time to get ready for work. See how this domino effect is happening? Okay, I want to keep going. The next one is, I don't have enough time. Whether true or not, the thought of not enough occurs to us automatically before we even think to question or examine it. We spend most of the hours of the days of our lives hearing, explaining, complaining, or worrying about what we don't have enough of. Before we even sit up in bed, before our feet touch the floor, we're already inadequate, already behind, already losing, already lacking something. And by the time we go to bed at night, our minds are racing with a litany of what we didn't get or didn't get done that day. Oh my gosh, this is so me. I might have to read this book now. This whole paragraph is so me. We go to sleep burdened by those thoughts and wake up to that reverie of lack. This internal condition of scarcity, this mindset of scarcity, lives at the very heart of our jealousies, our greed, our prejudice, and our arguments with life. Scarcity is the never enough problem. And I'm telling you guys, I truly had that aha moment today. in order for me to think that I am enough in any way, shape, or form, I have to consciously stop thinking that I am enough, for one, right? And so truly, I get up in the morning and that's exactly the same thoughts I have. I didn't get enough sleep. I don't have enough time to get ready. And I'm already putting myself in a horrible, I shouldn't say horrible, but really, truly a bad attitude. So then I scurry around, get things done, get what I need to get done, and then I sit down to do gratitude and hope that being grateful is going to change my attitude. When my attitude about my day should have started the moment my eyes opened. Who's with me on that? How many of you do that? How many of you wake up in the morning and you already say to yourself, you're not enough in some way by not getting enough sleep? Or I don't have enough time to make my breakfast. Or, guys, we've got to stop doing this to ourselves. I mean, I've got to stop doing this to myself. I'm trying every single day to be a better human being, period. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy to write something you're grateful for when you're in a bad mood, right? So I promise you, tomorrow I'm going to try this. And I hope you will try this too, that no matter what time I get to sleep, no matter what time I get up in the morning, I'm not going to say in my brain or out loud, I didn't get enough sleep. I need to be satisfied with what I get. Now, granted, there is such a thing as sleep deprivation, and it makes you do crazy, wild things. And it's not good for your body, period. And if you don't know anything about that, you need to join my group so you can learn all about how sleep affects weight loss, just every part of your life. It's like even more important than nutrition. And you know how I love nutrition. So anyway, tomorrow morning, and even tonight, I think tonight before I go to bed, and I don't even know what time, I'm going to try my hardest to get to bed by 10:30, no matter what is left undone, because that's my problem. I come home from the center and I'm like, okay, I need to respond to 5 more emails and then I can go to bed. I do these games with myself. I wager things with myself. No, tonight is going to be different. Tonight I'm going to do some self-care, get to bed by 10:30, meaning come home, get undressed, brush my teeth, wash my face, get in bed, and be in bed by 10:30. That is and I'm going to say to myself, I will get restful sleep tonight. I'm not going to say I'm going to get enough. I want to say I'm going to get restful sleep. And in the morning when I wake up, no matter if I didn't get a lot of sleep or not, I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not going to say I didn't get enough sleep and put my brain already in motion for not enoughness. Who's with me on this? Who wants to try this with me? I think you should. And then when I start to do my gratitude journal a little bit later on in the morning, I know I'm going to have far more things that I can find I'm grateful for because I've already put my mind in a positive spin, for sure. Now, if you are someone that's never tried to look for or have a gratitude journal or think about things you're grateful for or even speak them out loud. I know my sister uses her phone all through the day. She'll write in her notes if something happens and she's great, she feels a moment of gratitude, which I think is so stinking smart. She immediately puts it in her phone. Now, I don't know whether she transfers it to a book or not. I haven't asked her that. But that is something that I am trying to cultivate right now in my own life. And I don't know whether you saw my recent post. I'm actually going to be doing my next virtual gym. I'm going to be doing gratitude journaling throughout those 21 days before. So the date is the 19th of November. It's 21 days. And the reason why we're doing 21 days is because then I'm going to start the 12 days of Christmas. Okay? Because, that's coming up, right? And so that kind of falls right in there. So anyway, if you're interested in trying out this gratitude thing with me, I invite you to come along and try this for these next 21 days about writing in a journal or on your phone, however you best can get that done in a journal along with me. So if you're interested in finding out more about my next group, the 21 days of gratitude. Yes, there'll be food. Yes, there'll be fitness. It's my virtual gym that I do every month. Then reach out to me and we'll do it together, because I know for me, I have to practice this journaling every single day. It has to become a habit. Just like me getting up at 4:30 to work out every day has become a habit, like brushing my teeth. I would never, ever, ever think of not brushing my teeth every day. I mean, just wouldn't. And I mean, other than maybe being sick and unconscious, right? That's a little different situation, but I mean, consciously not brushing my teeth. It's become a habit. The way I do my shower in the morning, how the process is a habit. So you have to make certain things a habit, like this. This is a habit I have to create. And I also have to remember, and you do too, when the day is that you might miss for some reason, you give yourself grace and then you pick it up the next day. All right, guys. So I'm hopeful that this message maybe will help you tomorrow morning or tonight when you go to bed, to think of enoughness and stop living in a mindset of scarcity, that we're not going to have enough of anything. I truly believe if you put things out into the universe in a positive way, or to God or whomever you believe in, or whatever higher power you aspire to, that it will come back. It may not look exactly like you're thinking, but it will come back to you for sure, because I feel like I'm doing that right now. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a great Monday. As always, if you think that someone could use this message, please do me a favor and share it out. But first, please share with them why you felt that this was a message that you felt they needed to hear. Have a great Monday afternoon, and remember, you are enough just the way you are. Have a great day.